Like, the way she be talking to him, girl, y'all, her mouth so slick. Her mouth is too slick for me. Like, the way I would have been popped her in her mouth. You better be happy Nick ain't got no sisters. Because rat-a-tat-tat, all upside your head. Why are you being so disrespectful? I can't stand Hannah. I can't stand her. Hello. So last time I posted a video, I was deep in my depression. So this is not the type of video that I usually make, but I have thoughts about Love is Blind and I want to get them out because this is a comfort show. So just bear with me. This is probably the most unhinged review you're ever gonna watch. I am not going like episode by episode, scene by scene. I just want to talk about these couples. I want to talk about these people because this has been in my opinion, this has been the most boring season of Love is Blind. These couples, these people, like, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? So, I have notes down here. I'm telling you, this is going to be unhinged. Like, it's a whole lot of that I want to get out. But, so this is probably going to be a long video. So let me stop rambling. It's going to be a lot of rants going on. Like, y'all just hold on. I need to get my thoughts out. So the first couple that I want to talk about, who didn't even make it through the whole process, but we spent an incredible amount of time filming them in the pods. What the fuck was going on with that? Leo and Brittany. Leo, like, why did we spend so much time on their madness? And Leo, oh my God, Leo, like, why did we spend so much time filming them? And just for Love is Blind to hit us with this paragraph talking about after we didn't select them to go to Mexico and they decided to go to Miami, and then like a few days later they broke up. The way that Brittany was not attracted to that man, and Brittany is like, she didn't say she was a gold digger, but girl, we know you not messing with no broke, okay? Like, the way that the girl said she was a trophy wife, but girl, she was not willing to fully commit with Leo. Like, the way when they first met each other outside of the pods, the way she was running from that man, the way he was like grabbing her face and like smushing his nose into like this area. Like, what was really going on? Leo is crazy. Leo is weird as fuck. I am convinced that he killed his family off because what was that backstory? Like, how your whole immediate family died of cancer so that you could inherit the family business and the wealth? Okay, that's given the Menendez brothers, but whatever. Yeah, Leo was so irritated, and I try to tell people this all the time. Like, I know it's really popular to like want like a wealthy man, somebody to just take care of you, like you'll do whatever because you're tired of working. Like, I get it. But like, that is the average wealthy man. Like, they lead with their money. They're very vain. They're manipulative, because Leo was manipulative as hell. Like, that man was playing so many different games, and he was borderline gaslighting as well. Like, I could see him gaslighting. That's what a lot of wealthy men do. Like, the fact that when Hannah went into the pods to let him know that she decided that she wanted to pursue a relationship with Nick, the way he just like lost his mind and was just like, tell me you love me, like, like, I love you, Hannah, I love you, like, tell me you really want to be with Nick. Like, the way that he just lost it and had that girl in that pod crying her eyes out, and like, oh my God. I can't even really put into words how much I don't like Leo. Like, that man, I see him now on TikTok, like, you know, trying to go on like this redemption tour. I'm not buying it. That man is manipulative, and he is trying to manipulate y'all into thinking that he's a better person, and he's not. Like, I don't believe it. I don't know that man personally, but I don't believe it. So I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't film them, because Brittany got on my nerves, and he really got on my nerves. And if I had to hear about his wealth one more time, I don't think I would have made it through the season. I barely made it through the season. The way I kept falling asleep while watching these episodes, I mean, God, y'all gotta do better. Y'all, like, Love is Blind, Nick Lachey, and his bride that he's married to, y'all gotta do better. Producers, y'all gotta do better, because this was so boring. But yeah, Leo, I was not feeling Leo. Like, you don't want people to judge you based on like the things that you've acquired and your upbringing, like your privileged upbringing and all of this money that you have. But that's all you talk about. Bruh, that's all you talk about. Like, what are we talking? What are we doing? Anyways, okay, so speaking of Hannah crying in these pods, as the episodes went on, I ain't even feel bad for her. Like, he should have made her cry more. The way I don't like Hannah, and I don't know, like, throughout this video, when I say I don't like people and stuff like that, I don't know these folks personally, but what I seen on this show, that's what I'm talking about when I say I don't like them. I don't like Hannah. Hannah, and you know what? Put a pause. I'm so upset with a lot of these women this season, because they really got me on here defending men. And I don't like to do that. But the way that I'm going to have to defend Nikki D, because Hannah was such a horrible person, and based on her TikTok, it still seemed like she's a horrible person. Like, I don't like her. I don't like her aura. I don't like her disposition. She has a very nasty disposition. She was awful. She was extremely insecure, and those insecurities showed out into her personality and her behaviors. That lady is nuts. Like, an awful person. First and foremost, I mean, in the pods, she came off so insecure. She came off like easily rattled. Like, she didn't know if she wanted to be with Nick, because all the other women were telling her not to be with Nick. And then she did want to be with Nick. And then she got in the pods with Leo, and he had her like crashing out. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, let me just stick to my notes, because the way I could just rant about Hannah, I can't stand this lady. I can't. So she kept saying that she was just real. I'm just real. Like, oh my gosh. She kept saying that she was real. No, lady. You aren't real. You are mean. You're rude. That's what I put down. You are so rude. She was so rude. She constantly berated Nick. And the thing is, like, at first I was like, no, she only like talking this slick shit to Nick because like she know who to talk to like that. But then we met her brother, and he was like, nah, she talked to everybody like that. And then her family looked like they didn't really rock with her either. So it's just like, no, you're just a nasty person who needs therapy. Like, you need to work this out and stop demeaning other people. Like, the thing, she kept telling Nick, like, you're not my equal. You're not my equal, Nick. You're not my equal. And it's just like, intellectually, financially, but you ain't got no job. You ain't got no job, girl. You quit your job to come on this show, bum. Girl, you ain't got no job. You over here talking about I'm always having to clean this apartment. I'm always having to take out the trash. I'm always having to walk Luna. What else are you doing, girl? Of course that's what you doing, girl. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing else to do. So yeah, go clean that refrigerator and let Nick go to work, okay? He probably ain't got that many clients right now. That's okay. That's okay. At least he trying. At least he out here hustling. What is you doing? Giving him a hard time. Sitting around journaling about Nick, about extra things to nitpick and make him feel bad about. Like, the duck situation was so uncalled for. It was blown way out of proportion. Like, yeah, could Nick have, been like hey, like, take it easy when the lady was, calling her jealous and stuff like that. Yeah, he could have maybe said something, but like, honestly, in the moment, it probably just came off as joking. And then Hannah was kind of sitting over there on the, on the bed or on the lounger, kind of smiling about it. So like, in the moment, he probably didn't know that, well, he didn't know that she felt some type of way. But girl, like, she just kept emphasizing that she couldn't show her fun side. I couldn't be the fun girl that I know I could be. Like, she just kept saying that shit. And it's just like, I don't think you have a fun side. Like, she kept saying, I was the fun girl in the pods. Like, everybody knows I'm the fun girl. And then, speaking of the pods, later into the season, when they had that, like, that flapper, that 20s party, and Katie showed up, all of a sudden, Katie is her best friend in the world. Did Hannah know Katie before the show? How did that become her best friend? I need y'all to tell me, did Hannah know Katie before this show? Because, girl, I can't stand folks like Hannah. If Hannah only knew Katie from the show, and now this girl is your best friend in the whole wide world, I can't stand folks like her. Because how are you even calling this person a friend? At the most, it's an acquaintance. But now that your best friend in the whole wide world, girl, you dumb? I can't stand Hannah. I can't stand her. The meeting, oh my gosh. So the meeting when she invited Nick to meet her two friends, and this was toward the end of the season too. And it was just a straight up interrogation. I didn't like her friends either. I don't like Hannah and the crew that she run with. Like, I'm really on some Tupac shit. Like, I cannot. Her friends were nasty too. They were disrespectful. I felt so bad for Nick as he sat there because it just looked like he was just getting smaller and smaller. And the fact that, like, the episode when they were supposed to be meeting up and she was supposed to be dress shopping and he was supposed to be finding his tux, but instead they decided not to move forward with the process. And she was just talking about, like, the way she be talking to him, girl, y'all, her mouth so slick. Her mouth is too slick for me. Like, the way I would have been popped her in her mouth. And y'all, I'm not even like a violent person. I'm not violent often. But the way I would have had to tap on the side of her head, like, the way she talked to him like this was her 10-year-old son. Like, girl, oh my God. I was like, this can't be real. She had to have got a bonus for acting like this on national TV. Not even like globally, girl. Like, you really being this nasty to this man, emasculating him and just talking to him real grimy. Girl, you better be happy Nick ain't got no sisters. Because rat-a-tat-tat, all upside your head. Why are you being so disrespectful? But the fact that he still remembered all of those really mean things that she wrote about him in her journal, and like, he, like, brought them back up. Well, no, she brought them back up toward the end of the season. She was just like, do you remember all that stuff that I wrote about you? Do you remember those things I listed about you in my journal? And then he was like, yeah, like, blase, 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 blase. It's just like, and then, like, she was just like, I can't stand this lady. Like, throughout the season, like, do you know about bonds? Do you know about stocks? Like, girl, what are we? And then, okay, and I get it. Like, I'm not going to give her all the smoke. I'm going to give her most of the smoke. But Nick was childish. He was very childish. You could tell that he was sheltered. He was coddled by his parents, specifically his mom. So yeah, they pay most of his bills. He don't really know about, like, how to, like, take care of a household. He lived with his parents. In this economy, I don't really give a fuck about that. But yeah, like, he had a lot of improvements that he needed to do. Like, he wasn't putting in a lot of effort. He was borderline. Like, when I found out that he didn't know how to boil water, like, when that came up, it was starting to give, like, performative incompetency. Like, you know how some people in relationships will act like they don't know how to do something so that the partner can just like do most of like the legwork. Like, you know how like you'll see some videos on TikTok and like the husbands will act like they don't know how to do laundry well, or like they'll fuck it up so that their wife would just continue to do it because they just don't want to do it. Like, that's what that was giving me, because how you don't know how to boil water, how you don't know how to boil, like, and this is coming from a woman. I didn't know how to boil hot dogs until I was like 20, 21, like 20. Okay. But like, Nick, you 28, like you 2 years from 30, and you can't boil water? Like you what? Like, ain't no way. Like, I just don't think he wanted to do it. So like, yeah, he was really childish, and he was, immature in a lot of ways, but he was just goofy, like, and that's not a bad thing. Like, I know a lot of the women, and not Nick, but Hannah kept saying like, he's really flirtatious, like, you're always flirting. And I don't think that was the case. Like, Nick does not come across as like Rico Suave. Like, he don't come across as a player. His mama said he didn't really have girlfriends like that. Like, clearly he wasn't like the star football player, it seems like he got cut from the team. So like, girl, what are we really talking about? I don't think that he was flirtatious at all. From what I saw on screen, I thought that he was just goofy, just real goofy. Like, he was always, like playing around with women. Like, he just came across as goofy. He came across jovial. He came across happy. He came across joyful, Hannah. Then that's why you didn't like it, because you're a bitch. And you are not happy. Like, happiness is your kryptonite. So like, yeah, girl, I totally understand why you have had a problem with that. Another thing that I wanted to point out, and then I'm gonna be done with them, like, I promise. Nick was very patient with her. He was very patient. I think he recognized her insecurities, even from the pods. I don't know if they talked about it explicitly, but he was very patient with her. He really wanted to work it out. I don't know if it was just for the cameras. That was kind of mentioned toward the end of the season, that, he was really good at just putting up a facade. That's what Hannah said. So take that with a grain of salt. Because, you see how she twisted around that duck story. When she first started telling the story, she said that the lady that got on the other duck with Nick called her a bitch. And she didn't. But anyways, so like, he was really patient with Hannah. And he really could have like, not like sparred up to like hit her, but he really could have sparred up with his mouth and really got reckless back with her. And he tried sometimes, but he seen how easily she just got really emotional, and like, she can't take it. Like, she can, like, her mouth real slick, but she can't take it back. So like, he stopped doing that. But I feel like ultimately Hannah resented Nick as she got to know more about him, and seeing that like, he hasn't really had to deal with like stressful situations. And like, we all have different stressful situations. Like, I'm sure his dreams of being a football player, like, that was really stressful. Like, I know a few like high school and college athletes that didn't make it, and like, that can be really depressing, and like a really big life-altering situation for a lot of athletes who thought that football was going to be their career. So I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to downplay his own stressors in life, but the fact that like I said earlier, like, he's been really coddled and taken really, like, the way that his parents have really like raised him up. It seems like Hannah wasn't raised, she was dragged up. Like, she was on her own at 18. I don't really know her familial dynamic, but like, she really let us know that like, I've been paying bills since I was 18. Like, I've been on my own since I was 18. Like, I had to grow up really fast, and Nick didn't. That's not his experience. And I feel like she resented him because of that. And so like, that was another reason why she just belittled him so much, because she really didn't consider him an equal. And how nasty do you have to be to tell somebody that you don't consider them an equal? Girl, that is so disrespectful. Oh, I oughta slap your mama. Like, oh my gosh. Like, that really upset me. But I really think that, she was harboring a lot of animosity toward Nick, because it seems as though he had a better upbringing than what she had. And if that is the case, girl, please, like, with all, like, seriousness, because even though I don't like that girl, but in all seriousness, I hope that she has connected with a therapist and that she is working out some of her childhood and adult and past traumas, because the way that she's expressing herself and showing out and like lashing out to other people is not cool, and like she needs to work on herself internally. The next couple, Tim and Alex. Tim and Alex. Alex did not like that man when he came out. When she first seen him outside the pod, she didn't like that man. She didn't like his receding hairline. I don't think she liked that he was kind of thick in the back. Tim got he got some cakes on him, okay? I just don't think that he was her type. And to me, Tim ain't ugly. Like, Tim was cool. Listen, Tim, he ain't my favorite person, but also Alex ain't either. So I just didn't like this couple. Tim, let's talk about Tim real quick. Tim was he was very stern. He was very stern. Like very sterile behaviors. Like, it's probably the military, like his military background, but he was just very like his way, and that's it. And Alex was the same way. But in my opinion, Tim just did not want to compromise. I feel like Alex was a bit more willing to compromise in certain situations. They were both horrible at communicating, real bad. And like now that the season is over, like Tim is posting text messages and stuff, and her responses is like really short, and there's like really long time gaps between like responses and things of that nature. So like I'm pretty sure the type of person that Tim seems to be, he likes to be in control. So I'm pretty sure him not knowing like where his fiance was, or she not responding in a timely fashion or the way that he wanted to, I'm pretty sure that bothered him. And like his mom mentioned, he does like internalize a lot of things and kind of like block out other people and stay to himself when he's going through stressful situations. So I'm pretty sure that didn't help their situation as ever. And that's the thing about like Love is Blind, because like they have literally weeks to like learn these different things about each other, and then they're supposed to like decide whether or not they want to continue a marriage, not a relationship, but a marriage within maybe a month. And it's just like, y'all, I don't know. For me, it takes me a long time to really commit to a person. Like, I can date a person for 6 months easily and like still like be hesitant to like let you know that like I love you and things of that nature, because I feel like you don't know a person that well in 6 months. So there's no way I could do this show. But this is a tangent and I'm getting off of topic. But so I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, the way that, like, he was just, like, he didn't want to cut. Like, I don't know what the word is, but I've dated a guy like Tim before. It was just like, he knew how big cuddling was to Alex. And I feel like that's just not a big deal for him to just give so much pushback over. Like, when he started, like, talking about, I sleep hot, like shit like that. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest cuddler either. But if I knew that I was in a relationship with somebody and I knew that cuddling was a big deal to them, I've done it before. Like I've did it before, and I am a hot sleeper, so I definitely get where Tim is coming from. But guess what? We would cuddle, and then we would break apart and go to sleep. Like it's just not a big deal to me. So it was just like little like minute issues like that. And he was just like, it was just another example to me that he just wasn't willing to like compromise. And like a marriage, you need to compromise. That's a big part of a relationship. So shit was pissing me off. Like he just irritated me. And another thing that really pissed me off with their relationship, because now I'm about to talk about Alex. This is another reason why I think that Alex was not attracted to this man. Because like little things like when he did, because Tim was a very serious person. He like very matter-of-factly, like really, really serious. And like I said, he was very stern and just firm. And so when he did show little pockets of his humor or like his chilled side, like for example, when they were in Mexico and he was trying on that hat, and he was like, yeah, I want this hat. And like anytime he mentioned like the dog in him, like whatever that was, what was going on. But it brought joy to him whenever he talked about this dog situation, or anytime he talked about his pet dog and he showed her the painting of him and his dog. Like she just seemed like repulsed by it, and like she seemed repulsed by the hat. She didn't even let him buy it. Like Alex, what is going on with you? Alex, I when I first started watching the season, when they were outside of the pods, because in the pods I really liked her. Alex is gorgeous. She's such a baddie. She had a bad attitude. And then as the season went on, I was just like, is there something more that's going on? Like, is there and like a underlying reason for this quote unquote bad attitude? And I feel like, because I also struggle with depression, a lot of times I can see the signs, and I'm not diagnosing her because I'm far from a doctor or a psychiatrist. However, she was constantly tired. She said that, like, that she was tired all of the time. And her apartment was super duper messy, like real bad, very much like my apartment is right now. And I just got out of the hospital because I was super depressed. So like I know the signs, So like tired, messy, and then she's dealing with two sick parents. And then also she's like a matriarchal role for like her younger brother. So that's probably a lot of stress too. She probably just feels like she's like the point of contact for a lot of people, like the person that people go to when they need things taken care of. And that can be really stressful and overwhelming. So I hope that Alex is okay, and I hope that she's in a better place if she was dealing with depression. I just don't want to be so quick to like dog her out and just be like, oh, she got nasty attitude. Like, but yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to be as hard on her as I was with Hannah. But I will say this, on TikTok, I do see that her and Hannah are kind of close. Maybe she's best friend number 2. But they are close. They do, they've done some TikToks together, and it makes sense because they both have bad attitudes. Alex isn't as bad as Hannah, but Alex, watch your back, okay? Like, watch your back. But Alex, yeah, she wasn't my favorite person this season. So, was there anything else about them? No, it just, like I said, Tim seemed really like firm and, like kind of bland, and Alex seemed checked out. So, I feel like if they would, I don't think, okay, and then the situation that happened off camera, he said that she put her mouth, or she put her hand over his mouth like he's a child. First of all, he ain't never got over that. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't have never got over that either. That's disrespectful. Once again, you disrespectful like your friend Hannah. Okay? So, like, that's when I really got, like, a really bad taste in my mouth for Alex. And then the fact that he was still upset over that previous night when they were talking about it. And he told her he didn't want to be touched, or he said something like that. And she still reached over there and hugged him. And it's just like, so now you're overstepping boundaries. So I didn't like that either. I just, like, Alex just comes across as the person that's just like, no, I want it this way, so we're going to do it that way. And that was very indicative when he told her that he just wanted his own space, and she still went over there and hugged him. I know it's a very small gesture, but like in like the overall picture, it was a big thing because it goes back to like, she didn't want him to have that hat, so no, you're not gonna buy that hat. Or sorry y'all, my video, or I ran out of storage, but it's good now. So yeah, basically, let me wrap up Alex and Tim. Basically, you know, she wants things her way, you know. She's real like, he wanted the hat. I don't want you to have that hat, so you're not going to buy that hat. I know you talking about this dog joke or constantly bringing up this dog situation, which we have no idea what that even means. I know that makes you happy. I know that makes you laugh, but it don't make me laugh, so stop talking about it. You know, like, she just kept doing stuff like that. So let me get my notes pulled back up, because we got to get to this next couple who also didn't last. Baby, like, who's going to make it to the altar? Marissa and Rams? Oh, we're going to get to them in a minute. Anyway, so this next couple, Steven and Monica. Steven, you freaky frog. You freaky, deaky frog. What is wrong with him? What is wrong? First of all, he looked like Adonis. Okay? That man, the man was weird from the pods. Like Monica was giving very much desperate, I'm gonna make this work. No, you can't. What are we talking about? Didn't he say he was like 3/5 black or something? Baby, in high school, it was like some girl, and she used to always say that she was 5% black. At that point, quit talking about it, because girl, the black does not exist. Like, what are we talking about? But yeah, very, like, from the pods, I could tell that he fetishized black women, or fetishized black people in general. Like, it was just weird. Even when she talked about, like, how he, you know, she had never had sex with a man like him. He was so obsessed with her vagina. It's given that, like, he was down there, like, talking to it and just like engulfing it, and yeah, like, we want men that will put their face in the plate. Like, we get that, but like, he seems like the type of white man that calls black women's nipples chocolate chips. Like, he's the type of white man that I'm afraid I'm going to end up dating if I ever decide to take seriously a white man, because I don't want to be your fetish. And that's a totally different video. But Monica found out real fast when she read them text messages and saw what was he doing, like race play. She said it was some kinky stuff. I bet it was race play. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know if it was or not, but he gives me very much comrade massa and let me put a scarf on your head so you could, I don't know, y'all. I'm doing a lot with Steven. So let me stick to my notes. Steven, like I said, he was a freaky frog. He looked like Adonis, and let me get that's all I have for him. He's just real freaky, and I'm glad Monica dropped him. And before she dropped him, she said, I'm gonna need you to Venmo me right now. right now, while we sitting here on camera, I need you to Venmo me all the money that I have let you borrow to pull your weight. Okay? Because, baby, it was sounding like Steven lost his job. I think that he didn't have one when he was even in the pods. But anyways, it seemed like when Steven lost his job, she was giving him gas money. She probably paid a few bills. Girl, Monica, stand up. And I'm glad that she did. Speaking of Monica, women like Monica make me cringe. And it's not even like she ain't got to change nothing because it's her personality. She can live her life the way she wants to live. But people who are really materialistic and consume capitalism, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm that girl. They make me cringe. It's just like the Kate Spade conversation. And girl, she kind of whacked me because I got a Kate Spade bag, and girl, ain't nothing wrong with it. So, we know that the girlies like YSL and Gucci and all this stuff. First of all, these are two different tiers of like luxury. Okay? Girl, whatever. We're not even gonna talk about it. But I thought it was actually kind of like, it was a kind of cute conversation because poor Steven, he don't fucking know. Talking about every now and then I will get you a Kate Spade bag. And she was just like, don't do that. She was like, don't do that. YSL Gucci me, please. And it was just like, okay, girl, like, okay. And my thing is like, did y'all talk about finances? It seems like they touched on it, but like Monica seems like the type of woman. Well, she said it. She said her love language is giving and gifts and things of that nature. But baby, I think I need you to realize that just because something is your love language, that doesn't mean that it's going to be your partner's love language too. And if that's something that you were looking for, then you shouldn't have been with Steven, because Steven said that he ain't had a birthday or a Christmas gift in a few years, and growing up, they didn't even do that. So, like, I don't know. I feel like finances and religion and children should be talked about in depth in these daggum pods. And y'all be so hot in the ass that y'all just like glance over it, and it's just like, oh, you have a job, oh, you have a 401k, okay, that's good, that works for me. And it's just like, that's not enough for me, because why didn't you know that this man isn't, sorry y'all, my I ran out of storage again, which is a sign that this video is too darn long. So, okay, let me wrap it up. So basically, yes, I was talking about how these folks don't be talking about finances enough in the pods for me, because why didn't Monica know that Steven wasn't into living a luxurious lifestyle? That's obviously what Monica has subscribed to, and to each his own. But that's not something that Steven is into, baby. He don't even know what YSL is. He don't know what Gucci is. That's what he said. So, and literally when they were talking about it, Steven was like damn near about to cry. He was about to be in tears because he was so overwhelmed with the financial disparity between them two. Like, girl, why did y'all talk about this? That's crazy to me, especially for the type of woman that Monica seems to be. Anyway, so yes, that was them. They didn't make it after them text messages. She was like, run me my coin on camera so that I know that I'm going to get it back. And as soon as she heard that ding, that the cash was received, she was like, deuces. Now, later on in the season, at that 20s party, she did tell the ladies that she did have a conversation with Steven, because he really is a good guy. That's what she kept saying. But they are not involved romantically. And I don't know if he was a eater that night when they talked. I don't know. I don't know if she went back to get some little licky kitty action again, because it seems like they was very compatible sexually. But baby, I don't know, Monica. Maybe keep him on the side to be a little whoop-de-whoop. But the man is weird. The man is weird. So, when he's asking if he can call you a nigger slave, I'm so glad I'm not monetized, because Yeah, when he's asking you to call, when he's asking if he can call you certain words while you getting your back blown out, I don't want to hear nothing about it, because we already told you that this is a freaky ass Drake wannabe. He already looked like Adonis's daddy. So that was that with them. And then who we got next? Ooh. Ashley and Tyler. I ain't got much to say. Just go on Twitter and type in Tyler Love is Blind, or go on TikTok and type in Tyler Love is Blind, and the proof is in the pudding. It's all over, everywhere. It's on YouTube too. Tyler is a pathological liar, and he will not see the gates of heaven if he doesn't change his ways. I feel so bad for Ashley. I feel so bad for her, but Ashley, your discernment isn't there. And it's not there for your mama too, because when y'all was, that scene when y'all was doing the dress shopping, first of all, I hate that episode, because like, why do we care? But anyways, your mama was like, he's such a good guy. You know, like I knew from when I first met him that he was an amazing guy. Girl, your discernment is off. Like, I need her daddy, her very Nigerian daddy, who I could tell is about that life. I need him to step to Tyler, and I need him to rock his world. Like, that man is a menace. Tyler is a menace. He is not only a pathological liar, but he's extremely manipulative with all these tears, all these sad stories. Like, oh my gosh, that man is not well, and Ashley does not deserve it. He absolutely does not deserve Ashley. I wonder if they are still together. I can't wait to see this reunion. Ashley, if you are as intelligent and as confident as I think you are, you have dropped this man, and you've allowed your husband to rat-a-tat-tat upside his head. If I find out that you are pulling an AD and you still off and on with this very, very strange man, girl, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised, because y'all really do be birds out here, but I am going to be disappointed. So like, ugh. Ashley, she was too fine for him anyways. Like, but I do not like Tyler. Awful situation. Awful situation. Omitting the truth is lying. I need people to understand that. They've been talking about kids since the pause, and he never brought up how many kids he got. 3 of them, 2 or 3. And it's just like, and then even when he told the truth partially, he was making it seem like, you know, these were like turkey basting kids. I know that sounds really bad. I'm sorry. But like, he was making it seem like he was just a sperm donor. No, you was sitting around having a secret affair with one of these lesbian mothers. Like, girl, it's so much. Like, it's some Jerry Springer shit. And it's so irritating, because why are you like putting her through this? Why did you even come on this show? This is what I'm talking about with men. Like, they just are deviant. Like, not all of them, but most of them are just like demons. Like, why would you even do this? Why would you come on this show thinking that your skeletons weren't gonna just come falling out of the closet? Like, men are dumb. They're either dumb, delusional, or demonic. And it is what it is. Like, girl, let me stop. Okay, so, Marissa and Ramses. Baby, I got notes. Marissa just wants to be married, okay? Marissa just wants to be married. She even said later on in the season that I'm okay with being unhappy for like 5 years for us to work it out. I want this to be one and done, no divorces. Baby, if you say yes, if both of y'all say yes at that altar, this will be your first marriage, but it won't be your only, because y'all will get divorced. Y'all, they are not compatible, y'all. They are not compatible. And really, I really want to ask this couple, what were y'all discussing in the pods? Because, baby, y'all can't agree on nothing. Ramses, let me just talk to you real quick. Why did you even pursue a relationship with this woman when you are so anti-military? This girl was in the Navy for 5-6 years? Are you slow? What are we really doing right now? Did you want to just be on the show? What are we talking about? You are anti-military, and that's cool. That's okay. But you don't get married to somebody that is devoted to the military. This girl is still 1 foot in. If something happens, she going back on that ship. What are we talking about? Why didn't y'all talk about this? It makes no sense to me, and it's absolutely absurd. They are so weird. They're both really passive, but Marissa specifically, she's very passive. Marissa is unstable. Marissa is unstable with her beliefs and her thoughts. She's very wishy-washy. She just kind of goes with the wind, and it's just she claims that she's not religious, and then Ramses brings up the fact that he kind of wants to incorporate some Christian values during their wedding. He wants his mom wants to pray with him, and she's just I'm not completely anti-religion, I was born and raised Mormon, and there's really good people in that religion, and it's just girl, just stick to it. If you're not down with religion and it's just not your vibe, then stick to that. And then I don't know, I feel like Marissa is newly, she's still trying to figure out what her core is, what her moral compass, what that looks like what her North Star is. It seems like she's had to deal with a lot of identity issues, and I did too growing up. But she's what, 2 years older than me, and it's just she's still struggling. And I don't know if it's a biracial issue. I don't know what it is, but it's she would just say little things I really learned about the patriarchy through the Barbie movie. What are we talking about? The Barbie movie, girl, that just came out, and it took a Barbie movie for things to click in your head about the patriarchy? I don't know if she was just saying that in jest, but knowing Marissa, she wasn't. And then the thing is, and then the fact that, and no shade to my astrology girlies, but the fact that she even chose Ramses over Bodan, who would have been way more compatible with her. What are we even doing right now? But the way that she was avoiding Bodan, because she knew that that's your man. Ramses ain't the one for you. But it's the fact that she chose him from astrology, because all his moons and stars align. What did she say? Leo, Cancer, or something like that. Girl, what are we doing? The fact that she makes decisions strictly based off of astrology, and I'm not okay, maybe I am being a bit judgmental. I don't know. That's just, I don't know. Some people could say that, a lot of people could say that it's weird that I make decisions based on praying to a God. So, to each his own. I ain't even gonna harbor on that. But Marissa is weird to me. Marissa is very weird. She seems very childish. At first I thought it was just childlike, but she's childish, because why are y'all having serious conversations and you're whispering, talking about, I'm uncomfy? Girl, put your grown woman thong on and tell this man how you really feel. That's that passive energy that I'm talking about. Well, I put it down. I said that she's not empowered to speak up for herself. And it's very interesting that she's going to school to be a lawyer, because I would like to see what her persona looks like in law school. And I understand that we are multifaceted, and a lot of times we don't want to bring our work side home, and we have a different persona when we're in a relationship, and a lot of women want to be more soft in a relationship. But they don't really subscribe to gender roles. So it's just like, why aren't you more assertive? Like, what is it about Ramsey? He ain't nothing. That girl, do he even got a job? Like, he ain't nobody, girl. You letting this man just like talk over you and just do all of this mush mouth wordplay. Girl, he don't be talking about nothing. Like, that man don't know if he going or coming either. And it's just like, let me get to Ram, because Marissa, you get on his nerves. Marissa gets on his nerves. I think that Ram really just came on this show. I see right through Rams. He is pseudo progressive. He needs to work on that internalized misogyny. He's very misogynistic, especially when it comes down to like sex and like his sexual desires. Like, girl, this girl's on her period. She don't feel good. She has autonomy of her body. She has the right to tell you she don't have sex with you. And as her husband, as her fiance, that doesn't give you the right to coerce her into having sex with you, to make her feel bad for not having sex with you. You keep saying, no, I don't want to like make you feel bad, but your actions are something different. Like, the way that you're reacting to her not wanting to have sex while she's on her period is something different. The way that you don't want to have condoms, but you also don't want to have kids. What are we doing? Like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not about to get worked up. Like, I'm not about to get worked up. I take too many meds to be getting worked up over this show, over these men. Like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. Like, stand up, ladies. Please stand up. Except for you, Hannah. Go to hell. But, like, their core values don't align. They are obviously just in lust. They are not in love. I'm sick of them. It'd be very interesting to see if they both say yes. They both probably will say yes, because Marissa is delusional and Ram is just going along to get along, but he's not going to stay with this woman. I don't even like, I don't know. I don't know. All I'm going to say is this. If he has such a big issue about not being able to have sex whenever she doesn't feel good, specifically when she's on her period, then he might need to be with someone who doesn't experience a menstrual cycle. He might need to be with someone who doesn't even have a vagina. And I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. Finally, the last couple, Garrett and Taylor, and I didn't even got no notes for them because they low-key boring. Garrett, first of all, Garrett. Okay, have y'all seen the recent pictures? Baby, they're obviously still together. And Taylor, the Asian wife effect, like, girl, you got him looking real good. Garrett looks good. Like, he was given very much, like, white is right throughout the show. His mom's reaction to Taylor is not given, I don't agree with this process. It's given, I wanted my daughter-in-law to be Anglo-Saxon. Like, even, like, child, whatever. I like them together. I ain't gonna hold you. I do like them together. I do feel like, if anything, this process was, like, everything aligned for them to be together. They deserve each other. They're very, like, I really feel like they have discussed the hard questions. I even feel like Garrett has sat down and talked to her and let her know, hey, listen, you know, my family, my mom specifically, isn't that comfortable with, you know, the ethnicity thing. I really feel like they have had that conversation. Taylor is such an amazing woman. She's so, like, well put together. She's so articulate. Like, the way that she expressed herself and their goals and aspirations as a couple to his mama. I don't like Garrett's mama. His dad seemed cool. Like, I mean, I guess we don't know that much about his family, but just his mom's initial reaction and the fact that, like, his family keeps emailing him about this situation. Like, what are y'all talking about? What's the problem? Like, why are we doing this? And, like, I guess you could say the same thing about Taylor's family, but I really do think that it's because of, like, this process, and, like, they just feel like, Taylor, like, you are very, like, intentional with your decisions, and you're not, like, Taylor doesn't seem like the type of woman who is spontaneous like this. So they're probably just like, no, like, this is a mistake. But like her mom said, she really had to like talk to her father and let him know, like remind him, look, this is your child, but at the end of the day, she is an adult and she has the right to make her own decisions, and we need to support her. So I like that, like her mom is, you know, super supportive. I definitely think they're both going to say yes at the altar. I'm going to go back to saying that Garrett is fine now. He real fine. Like Taylor is so cute to me. I love her hairstyles. Her freckles are so adorable. Like, oh my gosh, I love Taylor. I love her style, that cute little apartment that she stayed in. Garrett is head over heels. He's head over heels. And I'm so glad that they have found love. And I think it's true. I think it's real. I think it's genuine. And I wish them nothing but success. I have nothing really bad to say about them. And yeah. That's it, y'all. I'm talking about that's it. I have like re-recorded this 3 different times. So I know this was a long video, and if you watched it all, I appreciate it. Like, thank you so much. Y'all see I got like 5 little subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, go ahead. The rest of my videos usually aren't like this. Very mental health based, very much like, girl, we don't know if you're going to come in, because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to come in life. So I'm working on being a more consistent on YouTube. So if you want to just follow my journey, go ahead, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That would also give me motivation to actually take this YouTube stuff seriously. And make sure you turn on the notification bell. Because yeah, you just need to be notified when I do upload. But I hope that your day or your night or whatever you're doing, whatever you plan to do, I hope the rest of your weekend goes great. And until next time, peace and prosperity. You'll get every little bit.